right, my recording stopped for some reason. Here is part 2. Okay, 72% is 72% a majority?
No, yeah.
72% are treated for nothing.
Safe.
There is the minority of people that are treated for actually having it. So, here's the deal. Here's the question. This is the whole entire reason why we do this. Do you think it's a good decision for the vet to treat every dog that tests positive?
Yeah.
No.
No, why not?
It's a waste of medicine.
But he makes more
Waste of
money.
money.
Majority don't have it.
There is about medicine.
You're right. Yeah, he makes more money.
The majority don't have it. Now, here's the deal, okay? You might argue, okay, if this is a skin condition and the cream costs $5 and it's not going to hurt them if they don't have it, I might as well give it to them, right?
Yeah.
But if the cream is $500 or $5,000, I'm going to be like, are you sure?
Don't be a brokey.
Like, will you please test them again? Like, to make sure before I buy this $5,000 cream that's going to cure my dog, right? Okay? So, it is kind of a matter of opinion, but also make sure whatever, right? Okay, next thing. Oh, one more thing real quick. Let's go down here. Go down to this table. This is the next one, and this is kind of along the same lines. Have the virus and test positive negative, okay? You guys know Jalen Himmelberg is a junior?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Her
yes.
older brother, JC. Some of you guys maybe know who that is. Some of you guys don't. I always talk about JC. He knows I talk about him when we talk about contingency tables. I do this every year. When he was a 7th grader, this was like 10 or maybe even 11 years ago when he was a 7th grader. Okay? He was in 7th grade. 11 years ago. He was in 7th grade because I was student teaching. He was sick, went to the doctor, had some blood work done. He had some elevated white blood cells, which is indicative of cancer, right? Like they did tests and stuff, and it came back that they thought he had cancer. Like that was the deal. So he was in the test positive for cancer. He was in one of those categories. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean he has cancer because it could be a false positive, which doesn't happen very often,
You can.
but it can, right? So either he has the cancer or he doesn't have the cancer, okay? So here was the decision that his parents and the doctors had to make, right? If he tested positive for cancer, they could start pumping him full of chemo. His hair would fall out. He'd get really sick because that's what chemo does to your body, right? Like all of those things could happen, or they run the test again to see if he actually has it,
It was negative.
and it turns out that he didn't. He had a certain type of like staph infection or something like that that caused it to raise all the red flags for cancer, right? But if we choose to treat all of those people and make them really sick with the chemo and all that stuff, we better make sure they have it and it's not just a false positive. True?
Could
Okay?
chemo also cause cancer?
I don't know. I don't know
I mean, it's
how
a
that. I'm sure
radioactivity.
there's got to be. I mean, there's got to be
Brain.
some results that say that. All right, so let's do this next example. And this is a veterinarian says, we're talking about dogs. I don't know why. 1% have the virus. So I'm going to say the infection rate or the infected is 1%. Only 1% of dogs have the infection. And we have a test that is how accurate? 98% accurate. Okay, we're going to start with 100,000 in the bottom corner. And we're going to divvy up these results right here. So 1% have the virus. Does that go with the top number or the bottom number?
Top.
1% has the virus. That means 99% don't have the virus, right? Okay, so what's 1% of 100,000?
No, 98.
99. 99%. Okay, this is the have the virus, don't have the virus, okay? What is 1% of 100,000?
I should drink a little bit.
1,000, okay? Then what percent, or how many don't have the virus?
Gotta stay hydrated.
99,000, right? Okay, 99,000 don't have the virus, okay? All right, now, of these 1,000 dogs, we have a test that's 98% effective. If they have the virus, should they test positive or should they test negative?
If they don't have.
If they have the virus,
Positive.
they should test positive. So 98% of the time that's going to happen. 2% of the time they're going to test negative. True?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what is 98% of 1,000? 980 goes here. What's 2% of 1,000? 20, right? Of those dogs, 20 of them are testing negative when they have it. That means they're not getting treated, right? Okay? Now, if you don't have the virus, does not have, should you test positive or negative?
2%.
Negative should go here, so 98% of the time it's going here, 2% are going there, right? Okay? We're going to take those percentages of the 99,000, right? Okay, so what's 98% of 99,000 or 2%, whichever one? You're going to take times 0.98 or 0.02, whichever one you're doing. What'd you get?
97,020. I did for the
97,020?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. That means the other one would be like 1980, right? Okay? Got it? So, these percentages are telling you your test. These percentages are telling you infected. True? Okay. Who is getting treated? The positives are getting treated. These people are getting treated. How many is that? How many total people are treated? What? 20? 2960. 2960? Okay. People who are testing negative is 97,040. Does that add up to be 100,000?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, which number is the people who are treated? How many people are treated total?
2960.
The 2960 are treated. Okay. So of those 2960 that are treated, 2960. This is treated.
And 980.
How many actually need that?
980.
980. What percentage is that?
Not much.
980.
0 point. No, something.
0.33. So 33%. So only 33% are getting treated that need it. What percent are getting treated for no reason? 67% are getting treated for nothing, right? Treated for nothing, right? That's why those big things, they test you again, right? Like before we start running the chemo through you, or before we give you this really expensive treatment where we better make sure you have it, and we're gonna run the test again to see if you actually do have it. Because the chances of you getting 2 false positives in a row or 2 false negatives in a row is very, very, very small, right? Okay, so treated for nothing. So, do you think this is a good decision to treat all of the dogs that test positive? No.
Yeah.
Test them again, right? And again, it depends on how invasive the treatment is. So if it's like a $1 skin cream, I'm just gonna buy the skin cream and just do it. But if it's very invasive and it's very expensive, I'm probably gonna run the test again, okay? So you have to do number 3 for homework. Let's set up your table. I'll help you. You need like 3 rows and 3 columns where these are your total guys and these are your total guys. Okay, so you got totals and totals. All right, and let's see what we're talking about. For once, we're not talking about dogs. Ha. We are talking about watches.
Ew.
And there's some watches that are broken and there's some watches that are good, right? And then we have a test for the watches. So they run them under the scanner and they tell me whether they're good or bad, right? Okay, so what would you like to put your labels up here and here? How should we label it?
Broken and broken.
Broken and broken? Which one's broken?
The up.
Broken here. Okay. Broken and good. And then we have broken and good. Broken and good and broken and good. Okay. This is how they test broken and good. And this is actually whether they're broken or good, right? Does that make sense? So, if they're actually broken, they should test that they're broken. But sometimes they're testing to say that they're actually good, right? Like, whatever, right? So, your false results would go here and your false results would go here. True? Okay? So, that's going to be how that works. You have, I'm going to write this stuff down and then I'll set you free, okay? And you can do it on your own. We know that 0.05% of watches are bad. This is actually bad. Okay? Now, before we find out the other percent, what is 0.05% as a decimal? 0.0005. So that's going to be the number that you're going to use when you multiply, not 0.05%, right? So you actually use that number. Now our test for good and bad is how percent effective?
98.
98% effective. So you're going to multiply by 0.98 when you do those things, right? Okay? So telling whether it's actually good or bad versus telling how it tests. You're going to start with 100,000 down here in the corner and then answer the questions. Do you think it's a good idea to toss out all the watches that test that they're bad, right? What percent of the watches that you're throwing out are actually bad, right? So fill that table in, crunch those numbers, see what you get, okay? Good? All right, there you go.